you like what you saw, obviously in the second half on Saturday, and kind of.
There's a terrible trend for me right now. I liked what I saw in the first 8 minutes, 8 to 10, and then I didn't like what I saw in the second 10 of the first half. For whatever reason, we got to correct something there, and I'll figure that out. But then I obviously like the first 10 and the last 20. I thought we played some really good basketball. We shared the ball. Guys really stepped up. We got ourselves to the free throw line. Lamar had a great beginning of the second half. Mike really contributed, only playing 20 minutes. I thought Julian played solid, even though his stat line isn't the best. He did some really good things for us. And then Shep's playing really good basketball. It was nice to see Tony Carr, who got 2 fouls, come out and continue to play hard. Because sometimes when you're a freshman, you get 2 fouls, you're not used to being in foul trouble. You sit out for a long time, then you sit out at halftime, and then we kind of lose you. And he stayed with it. So there's definitely a lot of positives, and there's a lot of things we have to work on. Obviously, turnovers. Live ball turnovers are a killer right now, and offensive rebounding. Got to do a better job. Even though there is dead ball rebounding, I still feel like that's giving them another possession that we can't afford right now. So,
is it maybe a young team learning how to win, or is there something consistent there that you don't like?
I think it's. You saying overall?
Yeah, it just seems like there's been different ways that they've kind of figured out how to win
Yeah.
games this year. Is that just?
I definitely think it's obviously a learning process to win some of these games. We're growing. There's a little bit more chemistry out there. I see guys getting more comfortable with one another, and some of the lineups that we're playing, guys are getting more comfortable. Guys know when they're going in now, so we're getting a nice pattern. But still, they're young, and there's little things, the simple things we have to do better to be able to become an elite team. And that's just being in stances longer, tagging and boxing out, and they're just simple things. And then the turnovers, it doesn't have to be the highlight reel. It can be simple, it can be effective, it can be efficient. That's still a great play, and that leads to 2 points, or it leads to a foul, and then we get to the free throw line. So this is such an amazing process, where we started that first game on a Friday to where you are now. Man, it's flown by. But we've definitely gotten better, which is a good sign.
Did you think the turnovers, it was just a case of guys trying to make plays that weren't really there for them?
I just think we try to get too cute. There's those, kind of cool, cute drop off, dump down, lob. No, not even a lob. It's just very simple stuff that's youth and inexperience, and we just got to get used to that. And once they figure that out, like just a simple extra pass, maybe a bounce pass here, the game really becomes simple and becomes really effective. And there's a lot of teams throughout the country that we can learn from.
Would I be making a leap in guessing that stuff drives them crazier than?
Well, I was a point guard, so I knew this was going to happen because of how I'm trying to play a little bit faster, even though our pace has definitely slowed down a little bit. I want to play faster. I knew it was going to happen, and I can tolerate some, but there's others that I just can't tolerate. As a former point guard, you just have to have that sense and feel for the game of just being simple, solid, and efficient.
What have you seen from the team's approach at the free throw line to be right around 80%?
They're just routine. We practice free throws all the time. We put them in pressure situations. If they don't make it, they run. So, and I think we have a lot of guys that are into doing boring. That Leonard from the Spurs, that's all he does. He's just shoot free throws. They call him the robot. I was telling Lamar the other day, just get excited about doing boring, which goes back to my word, simple. Go to the free throw line, shoot 53 throws, whatever it may be. Be happy with those 15-footers. I think guys are getting to the free throw line, clear head, know their routine, and we're getting good free throw shooters to the line. It's been great to see Mike knock down some free throws.
So Lamar's kind of adopted that, or has everyone
He's getting there.
adopted
He's
that?
getting there. I don't think everybody's adopted it yet, but he's getting there. Everybody wants to shoot threes, but I think he's slowly but surely understanding where his strengths are.
Mike's, excuse me, Mike's 2 blocks off the National League, which haven't played tons of games, but that's still pretty good. What makes him good at blocking shots? Why is he good at blocking
You know
shots?
what it is right now? He's staying down, and he's got a quick jump. It's a really quick, and his second jump is just as quick as his first. So his timing is just amazing. So he's doing a really good job protecting the rim. You know, we're pressuring the ball a little bit more, and he's doing a good job of waiting, and he gets off the floor really, really quick. So he's got great hands, and I think that really helps him.
Do you think that's the kind of thing then, if he's staying down, that helps you not get your fouls up?
Correct.
And do you think that will help him carry over those blocks into conference play when you get there?
I think conference play is going to be a major adjustment because now he's going to play guys his size with his athletic ability, and he's going to have to do an even better job. With each passing game, he's getting a little bit better each game. You can see it. He's in the stance a little bit more. He's talking a little bit more. He's doing the little things just a little bit more, and that's what we need him to do. He's going to go up against really good big men in the Big Ten. I don't want to single anybody out, but really good big men in the Big Ten. So he's going to really have to rely on those habits.
Coach, obviously a lot of excitement going into this season with the backcourt. How do you think so far in this season they've worked together cohesively?
I think their plus minus is really high right now. It might be in the mid to low 60s. I mean, they're doing over the last 4 games, let me just say that. They're doing a really, really good job of starting to find one another, play off one another, knowing where each other's going to be. They really don't have an ego of who brings the ball up. There's sometimes Shep brings it up when Tony's in the game. Tony's bringing it up when Shep's in the game. So I think they're working really well together during this 4-game winning streak.
Having so much balance offensively, what's kind of impressed you about that? It seems like it's pretty unique over the last couple of years to have so much balance.
It's nice to have so many options when you go into timeouts. There's some choices that you have where you can go differently, put the ball somewhere differently, and go to someone differently. It was nice to see Josh get double figures the other day for the first time, so he's finally getting his legs back. But it's definitely tougher to prepare for the opponent when you have close to 5 guys in double figures. I think Mike's 9.7, 9.8, right around there. So you can't load up on Tim Frazier or can't double down on Brandon Taylor or DJ Newbo for that matter. So now there's an array of people that can put the ball in the basket, which makes us that much better.
It's kind of big picture, but you've recruited for...
Big picture. Can we just focus on Mason, please?
Well, we're looking backwards, not forwards.
All right, go ahead.
You spent 5 years recruiting to get to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rubbing your face right now. How do you feel after half a decade of getting here? And
Don't say that. Don't say that, man.
And how does it compare to how you thought it would be? At least in the
Wow,
outset.
that's a deep question that I'm not really prepared for. I'm still a little groggy from Saturday night, that is.
Or how much of a grind is it? Because it struck me.
It's look, it's been a very long process, and it's been a very windy road, and we're finally taking steps to getting to where we ultimately want to go. We got a good group of young players right now. No seniors on this team, which is exciting. But it's taken us a long half a decade to get to this point. And credit goes to the staff for their persistence, for their patience, and the players. They're the best recruiters too, and their families to believe in us, to believe in the vision that we have here. It's just it's nice to finally get to a point where you're seeing some of the benefits of all your hard work and all your hard effort. And all the things that have happened over the last 5.5 years here have been crazy. And hopefully we're seeing that little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Tim's 8th in the NBA in assists per game.
He was 6th.
He was 6th.
He was 6th.
Now he's 8th.
He just got taken out of the starting line for the first time, which, understandable, Drew Holiday's back and he's a starter. But Timmy's playing great. He's doing some great things. And he'll text me and just say, hey, still trying to win attitude. That's my goal. And for him to be saying that after all the years he's been out, it's pretty cool. So you can share that. I share that with my players that you want to know how you stay or stick in the NBA. You do what Tim Frazier's doing. You go out and try to win attitude every game. Assist. His turnovers are down. He's rebounding the ball at a pretty good clip for a point guard. And Anthony Davis sure does like him because they're one of the better combos in the NBA. Tim's probably assisted on a lot of his baskets. I've done a little bit of research, so.
Well, it's easy to throw to AD, but is he your new point to the stars guy? Because Kyle Lowry, when you first got here, was kind of like the token, this
sure.
is the guy I can talk about.
Well, we did it, right? We did it here. So we can talk about it, but he's proving it. So it's actions now. Instead of us just saying, hey, we can do this for you, we can do that. Well, guess what? Tim Frazier's doing it, and we got a plethora of guys overseas making very good money and very successful. So our development, player development with our staff is very. We're doing a really good job. We are. Our strength coach is doing a good job. Saz is doing a good job. So program's doing some good things. We got to keep that. We got to keep riding that wave, though.
Are there a couple of areas for this game that you think are particularly important?
Well, it's a Dave Paulson team, so he knows us very well from his Bucknell days, and a lot of those kids I know our players. A lot of Jersey, New York, DMV area guys. So it's going to be another great challenge. Dave will have them ready. Be another drag out fight, backroom brawl, whatever you want to call it, like we had with Bucknell. So they got a lot of good young talent, just like us. We got to be ready to play 40 minutes.
What concerns you about Mason?
Oh man, they get to the free throw line a ton. They're a very good offensive rebounding team. They got two really good players right now playing at a high level. So anytime you go up against a team like this, small but fearless, nothing to lose, get you in foul trouble. We saw how that worked out for us in the first half when we got a little bit of foul trouble. So we really got to work on our habits. We got to work on not playing hard without fouling. Got to take care of the offensive glass, and then we got to start playing more at our pace. We slow down a little bit, probably because of my doing, because I don't want to turn the ball over 27 times. But we'll get there.
Are you starting to see some of the benefits of having that kind of distinct size advantage? I don't feel like you've had that maybe in the past. How does that kind of manifest itself?
I mean, at the 5?
Anywhere.
I mean, we're pretty long. Yeah, Shep's 6 foot, 6'1". So other than Shep, I think we're pretty long in a lot of areas. I mean, Josh is 6'5", 6'6", Peyton 6'5", 6'6". Lamar is every bit of 6'7", maybe a little bit taller, and he's every bit of 225. And Mike's 6'9" and a half, but runs like Josh, and is one of the best athletes on the team. And then you got Julian, who's 6'11", very long. I mean, he's not getting the blocks recorded, but he is altering a ton of shots with the way he's now playing by staying down and just being real long. So that's good. And then Terrence is just tenacious, off the bench doing what he does, which is great to have that type of veteran leader coming off the bench. So it's been unique. It's been different. I think it's helped our defense. They had 48 points with 20 seconds to go and got a layup to make it 50. So that would have been a great accomplishment for us to hold a team like that who is averaging 80 plus and shoots and averages 10 threes a game, to hold them to 48. That's a great step for us from where we were in the beginning to where we are now.